Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it has been a busy day on the racetrack. 29 different cars have been out, with current series points leader Dan Wheldon topping the speed charts at over 227 miles per hour. But the big story here today involves the status of last year's Indy 500 winner, Buddy Rice.
This is SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500.
They will roll down this front straightaway for the final time. They will complete 180 laps. Buddy Rice from Phoenix, Arizona wins from the pole position. He is the winner of the 88th Indianapolis 500-mile race.
This is just great right now with everybody, what they've done for me and my family and everything to help me out. This is it's pretty unbelievable.
Well, unfortunately, Buddy Rice will not be able to defend his title this year after this hard impact into the wall in turn 2 last Wednesday produced a concussion and ligamentous injuries to his lower neck area. His disappointment today in making that announcement was very evident.
Decision, I mean, it was made the other day with the doctors and what we had to go through. We knew what, the circumstances were. They knew there was a fairly substantial hit, but at the time, obviously, we didn't think it was going to come out this way, but I couldn't think of someone that was more deserving and couldn't think of a better person to put in the car.
A press conference this morning would confirm that the replacement in the car would be 1999 Indy 500 winner Kenny Brack. Ironically, it was an injury to Brack in the 2003 finale at Texas that led to Buddy Rice being hired by Rahal Letterman initially as a substitute driver and later a full-time replacement for the recovering Kenny Brack. Hello, everyone. Along with Scott Goodyear, I'm Jerry Punch, and we are pleased to be joined by the reigning Indy 500 Series champion, Buddy Rice. And, Buddy, we know it's a very difficult day here, so we thank you so much for taking time to come up and visit with us. When you heard the news Monday night after the MRI was taken and it told you what it showed, what was your initial reaction?
I mean, it's big disappointment not to be able to come back, defend your title. It's something that everybody wants to do. But the biggest thing is just the disappointment and the letdown to the team and all of our sponsors with Pioneer, Argent, and Honda. I mean, this is the crown jewel. It's what everybody's chases all the time. I mean, from last year till now, this is what we've been trying to do, and it's just unfortunate. And there's not a whole lot you can say about it. I'm just disappointed.
The impact last Wednesday looked significant, but with the Hans device and the safer barrier in place, a few minutes later, you stepped out of the car as if nothing had happened. Were you aware at that point that you might have some issues with your neck?
Well, no, not at the time. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, obviously, it was probably the hardest hit I've ever had, but at that time, I didn't think it was that bad. And it's really, I mean, it's actually past and below my neck. It's actually in between the shoulder blades, really, and it's a weird spot. Everything I'm wearing and all the safety stuff should have stopped the injury that happened. So it's it's a little troubling to understand exactly what's happened and what caused the injury.
Now, with the injuries that you have to your neck and the ligament, is there a timetable there right now that you've been told by Doc Bach about how you will think you will progress towards the Texas race, which is in 3 weeks?
They basically, I mean, it's very questionable to make it for the for like Carb Day. It was a very, very slim chance, but I don't think it's fair to the team, our sponsor, anybody like that, to try to put someone in to qualify the car and then have to pull them out, and I get like an hour of practice to try to go running, and at that point, it's extremely, according to Bach and Trammell, it's dangerous for me to go do that at such a short notice. So the plan is right now, it's not 100%, but it's 80-90% sure that I'll be back for Texas. It shouldn't be an issue at all. My ligaments will be back to, will be fully repaired, and I should be back without any issues.
And is there a test? I'm sorry, Doc. Is there a testing frame there that they'll let you get in the car and test again to check everything out, or will you go right to Texas?
I'll probably just go right to Texas. I don't think there'll be any testing. We have that 1 weekend off, and then we get right into a 6 out of 7 week run, and as of right now, I don't know of any testing. I don't plan on doing any testing. I plan on just showing up at Texas and getting on with the season.
It seems your activity level isn't limited. You've been around the pits most of the morning here and back in the garage area. What kind of role will you have with the team over the next couple of weeks, helping your 3 teammates get up to speed and get comfortable for race day?
I mean, if you look at the times right now, I think all 3 cars in the top 10, I don't think they don't need a whole lot of help to get up there. Kenny was flat in 4 laps, so no, I don't know. I'll just do whatever I can to try to help out anyway. And if I see anything, or if I see, if they have any questions, if I can answer the best way I can, I don't know. I'll just try to be here for support, really.
What about race day? Do you know what you want to do? I mean, typically when you have someone with your kind of experience, you want to put them where they can be the most help. I mean, at Motegi, Bobby Rahal was up on the roof watching all 3 cars in the race. Would you be in a position like that, or will you be in the pits? Do you have any idea what you'll do?
I'll probably be in the pits. I don't want to go stand up above and watch a thing from up there. I'd rather, try to watch it right from the pit, see what's going on, and it might help me understand maybe a little bit more what happens during the races like that, so that when I'm back in the car by text or something, if anything comes up, I have a little bit better understanding of what goes on. If I try to go up top and try to do any spotting or something, the next thing you know, I'll be trying to drive something up there, and it doesn't do any good for anybody.
I got to ask you, I know what kind of competitor you are. I know you like hot rods and street rods, and you just like driving anything that goes fast. I mean, this has got to be so difficult for you to know that you're walking around, you look fine, you look good, but obviously as a doctor, I know it's what you can't see that's a concern, and those ligaments are pretty critical. Did you have to go talk to someone else? Did anyone else have to get in your head and convince you that these guys were telling you the truth and you had to sit this race out?
I mean, Trammel's he's so highly regarded, and he's the only one that I know that's seen all this stuff. He's a big activist on pushing everybody forward to try to get him in a car. He's very aggressive with that, and when that guy sits there and looks you square in the eye and goes, "Look, I've been looking at your film all morning on a way to try to make this work, and I can't do nothing for you, and you're gonna have to miss this." I mean, you got to take that guy for his word. And yeah, you can go get a second opinion. I think, 1, it's a waste of time. 2, those people do not understand exactly what a racing accident and what it takes and how the forces and the way everything's put onto you. Someone else might tell you it's okay. That doesn't mean it's okay. And I had a lengthy talk with Trammell. Bob's talked to Trammell. They've talked with Bach. They've discussed it. There's no reason to go get a second opinion. I mean, these guys, this is their field. This is what they do. They understand it better than anybody, and they help everybody throughout in the world. I mean, I don't see a reason to go against it.
You won't find anybody better than Hank Bach and Terry Trammell understanding what race drivers go through. We are very disappointed for you, but we're glad you came by to be able to tell us and all those Buddy Rice fans out there that you are getting better and should be back in the car, if cleared, at Texas in 3 weeks. Buddy Rice becomes the 7th Indy 500 winner not to defend his title in the last 25 years and the 5th in the last 10 years. It's also the 2nd straight year that a defending champion will not defend. Gilles de Ferran retired after the 2003 season that included a win here in the greatest spectacle in racing. Team co-owner Bobby Rahal had this reaction to the events of the day.
We were very disappointed in finding out that Buddy would not be cleared, and we understand fully why. Certainly we support the doctor's decision, and we feel very badly for Buddy. Because as a driver, you know what it means to get where you focus and you dream of winning this race, let alone winning it again or repeating it. And I know he's extremely disappointed, and we're disappointed for him. We feel very strongly about Kenny, and as I told him, this was not a charity case on our part, that he's only here because we think he can win the race, and we've worked with him and we're comfortable in the crew. I mean, it would be the same crew for him, so there's really, it's easy to kind of plug him into the situation, and I think that had a lot to do with why he said yes.
And speaking of Kenny Brack, our Marlo Klain had a chance to speak with the 1995 Indy 500 winner.
In an interesting bit of irony, it's Kenny Brack who will replace Buddy Rice in the car who replaced him when you were injured. Kenny, Bobby Rahal said when he made this announcement, he wanted someone in this car who would be as competitive as Buddy Rice. Do you feel after a year and a half you can be as competitive as Buddy Rice was?
Well, I mean, obviously it's not the ideal situation, but they have a great car, and I guess the irony of this is this would only be possible in this situation, because had it been another team, then I probably wouldn't have done it, because, to get to know the guys, and even if it's a good car, you still have to get to know everybody. Here, I know everybody. We see each other in Columbus all the time, so I still feel as being one of the team.
Buddy Rice said that he felt this is a car capable of winning. Do you feel this is a deal where you can put it in victory lane here?
I think the car and the team and the engine, Honda and the Panos and Team Letterman, Rahal, I mean, I think they can win this race for sure. Can I do it? I think so, but I would have been more comfortable saying that if I would have been in the car regularly.
Qualifying doesn't seem to be that much of an issue for you guys. Are you guys just working on race setups at this point?
Yeah, we're working with fuel and downforce for that. Obviously, it would be kind of stupid to start working for qualifying after qualifying is already done. We need to put the car in the field, but we kind of feel that if everything goes well and no mishaps happen, then we should be in the field. Now, if you start in 23rd or 33rd, it doesn't really make a big difference.
All right, good luck, Kenny.
Thank you.
Kenny Brack, the 1999 Indy 500 champion.
Well, Kenny Brack has already run 129 laps today, his first day in the race car, and right now he is 7th quickest in the practice sheets at 225.774 miles per hour. And Scotty, it's been a year since Kenny Brack's been in a race car. Last time he tested a car was June last year at Richmond. How difficult is it to get back in a car for the first time, particularly at this place?
You know, this place is very special, and I'll tell you, you come to Indianapolis and there's no track like it anywhere in the world. There's 5/8 of a mile straightaway. You're going into the turn at 230 miles an hour. I think we were all impressed today when Kenny got into the car, and as Buddy mentioned, 4th time around, he's flat. That means not taking your foot off the gas all the way around this race circuit. Already seen speeds of 223 to 224 miles per hour, and I think the key thing right now, the race distance is 200 laps. He's put in those miles, like you said, Doc. I think that he's physically fit. I think it will be a mentally draining day for him because he has not been in the car in such a long time, and when you get a chance to get in the car during a race, you have to contend with the people that are in front of you, behind you, traffic on your earpiece and your radio from your spotter. There's a lot going on in the car on race day, not just out there driving by yourself. And I think Kenny was wise to say, you know, my teammates are probably capable of winning this race. We'll just have to sort of see where we fit in and how the day pans out with us.
You know, he's accomplished so much in his career. 1998 IRL IndyCar Series champion, 99 Indy 500 winner. At 39 years of age, with all that he's done, why even come back at all?
You know, I guess that was a question I asked myself when I heard that he was actually going to come back and do that, because, you know, with everything that he's done, he has the credentials, he's amassed some wealth. He probably really doesn't need to come back and do this, but I think he wanted to come back to prove to himself and to everybody else that he could still drive an IndyCar. I think he proved a little bit of that when he went and tested at Richmond and was on pace very, very quickly. But I think that this place here, the Indianapolis 500, draws people in. How many times have we seen people come out of retirement just to come back to this racetrack because this is the Indianapolis 500? I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a great finish here, this race, to turn around and say, thank you, I'm done, and maybe go off and do some sports car racing.
Look at the smile on his face. You'll know why he's back here. He is loving every lap. 131 laps now he's been on the racetrack today. Kenny Brack already up to speed. When we come back with qualifying out of the way, what do drivers like Danica Patrick and Dan Weldon work on? Well, Scott Goodyear will give us the goods on that when we return. And here are some of the speeds this afternoon in practice. As you take a look at ongoing practice, Dan Weldon, quickest of the day, 227.320. Kanaan, Fernandez, Matsura, and Castro Neves.
SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500 is brought to you by Singular, raising the bar.
And we welcome you back to live to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where 11 starting spots still remain open for this year's Indianapolis 500. The 33-car field will be finalized this weekend during third-day qualifying. Now, for those cars already in the show, this week is a time to work on race setup. Tonight in the goods with Scott Goodyear, Scott explains the difference between a car that's set up for qualifying and a car that's set up for the race.
Throughout the month of May here at Indianapolis, you hear two terms in the garage area. One is talking about qualifying setup. The other one is talking about our race setup. Qualification, light fuel load, light wing angle. You want to go as fast as you can for 4 laps. Those 10 miles, the drivers say, is so tough to get around to qualify for the Indianapolis 500. On race day, though, it becomes a different animal. The wing angles, which are usually at a minimum on qualifying day, are then raised up to create pressure on the car. The rear wing is adjustable for race conditions. This is the front wing, which also is adjusted for race conditions come race day. It also has what they call a little wicker bill, which can be added or subtracted for the driver's comfort for race day conditions. These front wings are adjustable during pit stops, and you watch for that on race day, and they'll come along and make an adjustment with their tool to adjust the height of the wing during a pit stop.
Very good, Scott, showing us what's the difference between a qualified car and a race day setup car. Now, let's talk about Danica Patrick. I mean, she's qualified for the field today over 225 miles per hour, 9th quickest in the speed charts today. How important is it for her to know the difference in the feel on a car on used tires and various fuel loads?
And that's exactly what a qualified car like hers and everybody else right now is going to be doing actually in the next little while. Get out there and fill the car up with fuel. Remember, over 200 pounds of fuel goes in that car for race day, and the tires actually have to turn around and continue being used for almost 30 laps, which is the length of a fuel run. And the key thing for her is to feel the transition of the car when it burns off fuel. The key thing for race drivers here.
Well, let's hear what she had to say after she climbed out of the car earlier today.
The day of qualifying and the day after, I was, having horrible thoughts all day sporadically, but I'm right into race mode, and as far as the car goes, we're just working on that, making sure that that's good in traffic, and the race is the only thing I'm worried about now.
Back live on the racetrack, there were Danica's comments about getting comfortable in the car. Here is the pole sitter, the 7-Eleven Andretti Green driver, Tony Kanaan, who qualified at 227.566 miles per hour. That's the top speed today, which belongs to him at 226.488. And Scott, you've driven these cars on race day. That's awfully quick, it seems like, for a race day setup.
I think that those speeds are a little higher than what I would expect to see at race day. With that 227 speed right now for qualifying, everybody's talking 222, 223 possibly on race day. There again, it all depends on conditions for the weather and the track and everything that the engineers have to take into account come race day, and that's what they're testing right now. They'll do today's testing in today's weather conditions and get to wait when it's hotter, when it's cooler, keep all that information in the information bank, as they call it, and draw upon that come race day.
Dan Weldon qualified 16th quickest. He's inside of row 6, but today he is by far the fastest car on the racetrack, 227.320. And they told me when I went down there a little while ago that they're working on a race setup. That is flying.
You know something? I don't believe it. 227 miles an hour in race trim. You might do that for a few laps. Doing it for 30, well, then we'll just count him as a winner right now. I'm not sure that's the case. I think the key thing that they're looking at right now is setting a speed to go fast. I can't believe that's race pace.
You think they might be just snookering us a little bit? This is not really race setup down there?
Well, I think they're snookering everybody else up and down pit lane, trying to send a little message.
Wow, that would be impressive. Dan Weldon, 227 on race setup. Boy, that would be a tough afternoon for everybody else. When SportsCenter from the Indy 500 returns, the need for speed. It has the Red Bull Cheever team searching for answers. We'll explain when we come back. And here are some more speeds for the afternoon here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Live coverage, Herta, Lazier, Schechter, Hornish, and Engate. They're in the top 15 here in practice. And back live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, our SportsCenter coverage continues with practice here. That is Alex Barron, the driver for Eddie Cheever, the Red Bull Cheever machine. Barron currently sitting 22nd. He is the slowest car among those that have qualified with an average speed of 221.053. He was bumped from the field on Sunday and went back out and bumped his way back in the field. Unfortunately, when he bumped back in, he put his teammate Patrick Carpentier out. And so where do they find speed? We're talking about the two Red Bull Cheever cars.
I spent some time with those guys in the garage this morning, and I have to tell you, they are searching, and that's the perfect term for it. They know that they're down compared to some of the other Toyota teams. They feel that they have a strong engine. But what they look at is the top speed of the car and how much speed the car scrubs in the middle of the turn. They think they have those numbers very close right now, so they feel they have the car going through the turn well. That's not getting off the turn, getting up to speed quick enough. That's what they're working on. But, Eddie obviously drove for many years and understands what it takes to get the job done here at Indianapolis. There is no fault being laid on his drivers right now. He had a team meeting in the last couple of days and said to everybody, engineers, crew members, drivers, we need to pull this package together. We need not to get down. We need to look forward. We need to get this car ready for the race and think about race day setup, because we're not going to be fast on qualifying.
Well, indeed, they haven't been. And now Red Bull Cheever driver Patrick Carpentier will once again try to qualify on Saturday. And you can watch his attempt during our coverage of Indy Time Trials. Live coverage starting at 1 p.m. on ESPN2, switching over to ESPN at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Indy 500 Time Trials qualifying day 3. We'll try to fill the field on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Well, throughout the month of May, race teams spend their free time away from the track attending various functions. On tonight's Indy After Hours, we turn the camera over to Richie Hearn for a very special fundraising event.
Yeah, I'm Richie Hearn, and I'm driver of the number 70 Meyer Coca-Cola car that is owned by Sam Schmidt. And tonight we're at his foundation for the Paralysis Foundation's little shindig that he raises a lot of money for. And we got some big names here. Mr. Michael Andretti. We got Mary Holman George. Everybody knows who this is. We're with the man of the evening now, Sam, my team owner. Sam, tell us what's happening.
Here at the Sam Schmidt Foundation Racing to Recovery Gala, which is our biggest fundraiser of the year. We hope to raise $250,000.
We're walking around here trying to find Michael Andretti because he's getting a special award tonight. So kind of give me some of your secrets there, you know. Looking for a little help. I qualified 20th. You qualified first.
Yeah, I'll give them all that stuff.
Yeah, give us your notes.
Yeah, you know I will.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. A lot of good times here. We're getting ready for the best race in the world, and hopefully you can root me on.
Well, that 6th annual Racing to Recovery Gala raised over $232,000, benefiting both the Sam Schmidt Paralysis Foundation and the Rehabilitation Hospitals of Indiana. Now, coming up, this incident with Tony Kanaan at St. Pete may have cost Ryan Briscoe his first IndyCar Series win. Tonight on Tony's Take, Tony offers up an apology to Ryan. Here's a look at some more of the top speeds of the afternoon. Live practice continuing here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500 is brought to you by Wendy's new Mediterranean chicken salad. Wendy's, it's better here.
Sunday during qualifying, rookie Ryan Briscoe momentarily got airborne when he lost control of his car in turn 1. Now Briscoe will have to re-qualify this Target Ganassi machine on Saturday. Tonight, Ryan is the topic of Tony's Take.
I had a little incident with my mate Ryan Briscoe during the St. Pete race.
Ryan Briscoe, number 33-year leader. How long can he hold on? Tony Kanaan, they come together. And it's Briscoe into the wall, and that time he paid the price.
I don't think I should apologize to him because it was a race incident, but we're going to go talk to him, see what he says, so follow me. Well, here we are. Actually, we have the 2003 champion with us, too. Hey, Scott. And the rookie. So, you know, Ryan, I really think it was a race incident, and I don't think we should have any hard feelings. So if I had to apologize, I would. But I think, you know, we're cool. We're grown people. You're a rookie. And, you know, I think still learning. So what do you have to say about what happened between us? Come on, man. Talk to me. You know, I'm here. I made the time to come here, talk to you, apologize to you, and you don't want to talk to me? Actually, you look good, by the way, man. What have you done? Being on the sun? He doesn't want to talk to me, so brother, no hard feelings, okay? I'll talk to you later.
TK on Tony's Take. We'll be here all week long. SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500 live Monday through Friday, 6:30 Eastern time. We'll bring you update on what's happening, including breaking news from the greatest spectacle in racing. That is Ryan Briscoe on the racetrack. By the way, speaking of breaking news, we mentioned that Jimmy Kite will be driving the Paul Dana machine, the Himmelgarn ethanol car. Kite has been on the racetrack today, already up near 220 miles per hour. And Ari Lyandak Jr. possibly going through rookie orientation to drive the Kerr, Agajanian Beck machine here before the week is out. Scott?
One key thing about Ari Jr. does he not have the best teacher there is anywhere on this planet to be able to tell him how to get around this racetrack. Obviously helping out Ryan Briscoe. So anybody in the camp you want, you got him on, Ari Sr.
Big story today. Buddy Rice will not race. Kenny Brack, the 1995 winner, takes over that seat. More tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern time. SportsCenter from the Indy 500.